back to Cayden Boozer.
Yeah.
I feel sick for him. I like, first off, he's got to deal with the dynamic that he's a twin.
Thank you for bringing this up.
Yeah.
Keep going, but like brother to brother thing, like there's a lot with this. Go ahead.
You just got to always hear you're not your brother.
Yeah.
And I don't know, but I imagine that's been a thing his whole life.
Yeah. But a plenty like 5-star prospect in and of himself, but
he's playing real minutes for Duke.
Correct. Different tiers.
No, it's not like he's my twin brother.
Just putting a little.
He is awesome in any context, except the context compared directly to his twin brother.
Yes.
So I imagine that's a thing. It would be for me. Maybe I'm projecting. It would be for me. And then, you're sort of thrust into a role this season that maybe you didn't know you were going to have, or your team didn't think you were going to have because of the injury to Caleb Foster. And then all of a sudden you're holding the ball. About 7 seconds left in a game. And if you just hold the ball, you're shooting free throws as a 80% free throw shooter. I think he was 6 of 6 from the line in the game to that point. You're shooting free throws. Let's just call it 6 points something left. And you make them both, the game's probably over.
Yep.
You make one, you're probably not losing in regulation. You know how the math works. And so he made a poor decision. There's no getting around that. And then he executed it poorly. So there's 2 mistakes here. The first mistake is trying to pass the ball. I know why he did, and we'll get to that. But that is the first mistake. And then the second mistake is if you're going to pass the ball, at least make a good pass. You ready? You ready?
Yeah. Yeah. A little bounce down, believe.
Or just straight up in the air. Like there's a million ways this game can end, and there's like one way that it can't, and that's the way it went. And so, listen, this stuff is bang bang. It's very easy for me to sit here and be like, what you should have done. It's much harder to do it.
Yeah.
All right.
In the arena.
In the moment, in the arena, it's an easy thing to talk about. It's a harder thing to do. That's not lost on me. But and it was interesting because UConn's like sold out completely. There was nobody in the backcourt for UConn. Like if that pass gets past Silas Dimry's fingers, the game is over. It's not even like if the pass is completed. It's just like it's almost like you have to block this field goal attempt, or else the game is over. And they got a fingertip on it, just like maybe that's the best way to put it. It was like a blocked field goal attempt, and if they don't block it, it's a chip shot. The game's over. And so they sold out completely. They weren't trying to foul. They were trying to create the turnover. And they get it. And then we talked about the shot. The shot's the shot. But everything that led to that moment. And the truth is, Boozer, if you could slow it down and pause it and go, okay, what should you do here? Every time, you know what he tell you? Just hold the ball. Let him come get me. Let him come get me. Or pump fake down here. The one thing he should not have done is the thing that he did. And I think he knows that, but he was acting in real time and it was sped up and he just made a poor decision. And he'll have to carry that around. And what I hope for him is that we're all back here a year from now.
I want to believe he's going to have a moment.
And he gets a moment.
He'll get a moment of redemption. And I'm going to give him a little bit right here, right now. Not just like all props to him for taking the questions, real pro stuff there. That's really, really good stuff. Reminder, Josh just messaged us on this, and I do want to mention this as well. It's only because of Boozer, Cayden Boozer, and Foster that Duke was even in this position to be in this game against UConn to begin with. Cayden Boozer, who stepped up in Foster's stead, really, really emerged relatively impressively. He had 16 against Clemson on March 13th, 16 against Virginia, and those were in the ACC tournament. 19, critical player in the win over Siena to dodge all-time infamy there for Duke. And then he wasn't as prominent, I would say, the past 2 games, but still a key player there. So between him and Foster's not 100% healthy. Shire said like he shouldn't have probably even been on the floor in the 5-point win over St. John's, which went down to the final couple of possessions there. So I don't even know how deep into the – if you told me we're 45 minutes in already and we haven't gone to our first break, I apologize. But that is an epic, like one of the 10 – 15 most memorable Elite Eight games ever. That's phenomenal stuff, GP. So I'm about tapped out on Duke UConn